everyone, this is Star with Ariana Stark. This is another pick a card reading. In today's reading, we will cover the topic the solar eclipse, which falls on 14 December 2020. It's supposed to last for 5 hours, so that means this reading will be 5 months from 14 December onwards, that is. Through this reading, we will tap into our energies of what this solar eclipse is going to bring into your lives. Like always, we have two piles. This is pile A, which is a star, and this is pile B, which is a shell. If you look closely, that is the pattern that is drawn on it. Viewers, you can also pause the video and decide intuitively which pile you are being drawn to. Incidentally, we also have the timestamp given in the description box, so in case you want to proceed directly to your reading, you can do just that. Those of you who picked pile A, certainly you're seen as a guiding light in other people's life. Possibly you're somebody who's going to shine bright like the star. I think there's some ethereal quality about you as well. Maybe there are past life issues that you're dealing with in this birth. Let's keep this aside for now. The first card in this reading, pile A, is the strength card. Certainly pile A, you're coming across as someone who's very easy to talk to. Perhaps you're somebody who's guiding others. Like I said, you did pick up the star. You're quite practical and rational as a personality. Maybe you're somebody who takes your time and then you proceed. That is why others will count on you, or they will bank upon you for good advice. I think you're somebody who always weighs the pros and cons before you come to any decision. Maybe other family members are quite reckless, but this is not your energy. You're somebody who wants to be very certain before you take that leap forward. Surprises are definitely on the cards for pile A. I think your dues could also come in, or maybe somebody owes you something, then you should ask for the same. There will be those minor irritants or minor issues, perhaps in relationships. You need to do away with people whom you no longer require in your life. I think you're also somebody who's going to be quite firm and decided. Perhaps there are those clients who always walk all over you, or they expect you to make allowances for them. Maybe they expect you to do the needful gratis. That is why you're going to be quite firm when dealing with them. You will give them a piece of your mind. You're going to do away with such freeloaders. The work pressure is also going to mount. I think you'll be stressed out. Maybe your superior or your boss could saddle you with more responsibility. I think you're also dealing with a colleague who is quite incompetent. That is why the onus is entirely on you. In relationships also, pile A, you should guard against suspicion. I think suspicion could damage your relationships. That is why you will understand, or you will get clarity with respect to the relationships. Maybe you need to do away with certain people from your life. Another thing, pile A, there's recognition for sure. I think minor irritants apart, you're going to do quite well in this time. The next card in your reading is speaker. Your life purpose involves your skills of oration. Perhaps you could be a professional speaker in this birth, or maybe you enjoy the same. Some of you may enjoy speaking, but then you could be a bit tentative. You don't know whether you should go the whole hog. Ideally, I think pile A, you're someone who needs to be in the public arena. Maybe you should share your gifts with other people. You should realize and you should understand that your angels are guiding you, because this is also your life's purpose. It may also be that some of you are trying to hone your skills to be a speaker or to give speeches. It's time to heal away addictions as well. The solar eclipse is giving you the opportunity to do away with harsh energies. Maybe you're being asked to let go of behavior that are blocking you from your heart's desire. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to admit your flaws. Once we take that first step of admitting, then half the battle has been won. Perhaps there are toxic relationships or unhealthy food habits that you have, or unhealthy food cravings that you need to do away with. Surely we have Archangel Raphael in this card, so certainly he is going to help you. So ask him to step in, because he is only going to step in when you request him to do so. When we do away with these addictions, or when we address these problems, then certainly we become more healthier, or we become more focused about our goals and priorities. Incidentally, another card we have here is support. Pile A, many a times you may feel as though you're the lone warrior, or that you're the one who has to take the initiative, but you definitely need support. Perhaps you should delegate responsibility. Maybe you need financial assistance as well. This will certainly help you in the long run. It's also possible that you may need healthcare assistance as well, because we did have heal away addiction, so that is why support could be welcome in this department as well. Some of you may need to speak to a healthcare professional. That is why we did have heal away addictions right here before we got support. I think professional help can definitely benefit you a great deal. In case you're dealing with children, then maybe you need support to raise your child as well. Or perhaps your aging parents also need your assistance. Call upon Archangel Raphael for help. Certainly, Pile A, Archangel Raphael is there watching over you, because we have Archangel Raphael twice in your reading. He will definitely hear your prayers. They will be answered for sure. You just have to seek his assistance. I think you should let him know whatever is bothering you. He will definitely come in and rescue you. It's quite reassuring to have this card, God is in charge, from Archangel Michael deck. Basically, Pile, you are being called upon to give any worries that you have to God and stop struggling against the flow. You should trust that everything is going in the right direction, because it is. Besides, when you have God around you, then you can never go wrong. From Lenormand, we do have the card Garden. Perhaps your angels are asking you to stop and smell the roses. Maybe you need to socialize a bit. You did have support, so you need to talk to other people for guidance and support. Like I said, you could need to talk to a marriage counselor or maybe a medical professional. I think, Pile, you could also be a part of some social gathering. Maybe you should go for picnics. The weather is quite good for the same. Besides, speaker did come in your reading, so that is why I think you're being called upon to interact with other people. Here we do have the speaker card in your reading. You are being called upon to network or catch up with your friends and acquaintances. Maybe you need to know them better. This will definitely lighten your burdens as well. Interestingly, we do have Brown, which talks about grounding, stability, and foundation. The earth energy has come up in your reading. We do have the garden and we do have Brown. So Mother Earth is definitely going to help you heal. Maybe you need to take a walk in the woods, or you need to go outdoors. Perhaps you could indulge in some gardening. Possibly many of you could also have the green thumb. That is why you're being asked to connect with nature. Largely, Pile, you desire stability in your life. You want to have a solid foundation for the future. I think you want to be on terra firma, on solid ground. You want to feel the earth as you walk on. You're also somebody who's quite dependable and reliable. You know, in your reading it did come up that your colleagues or your superior could saddle you with additional responsibilities. I think you're somebody who can take these responsibilities, though it could leave you a bit stressed out. You know, you have to work hard, you have to be a team player, and you do embody those qualities. Ideally, Pile, you should also seek assistance from others, because we did have support in your reading. Opening to love is another card. You have to let go of a relationship. You will realize that you need to do away with such toxic relationships. You should forgive the person and you should move on. These damaging relationships can definitely wound our souls, so that is why you're being called to do away with such people. Nevertheless, you are going to heal from this relationship. Maybe you're also going to be open to the idea of new love entering your life. Those who are already romancing, I think you will be discussing your past, or you will open up about your childhood as well. Maybe you will be quite flirtatious also in this period. Like I said, in case you realize that it's an unhappy connection, I think you will be somebody who wants to move away from that relationship. Many of you could also be focusing on self-love or self-care as well. Ideally, I think you should open your heart chakra. You should be more receptive to the feelings of others as well. Last card in this reading is Chiron. You know the centaur, he was quite knowledgeable. He had knowledge of music, medicine. Besides, he also was quite gifted and intuitive. I think you're also somebody who's quite empathetic and sympathetic. I think you understand people's pain and suffering even if they don't verbalize it. You are somebody that people can look up to for support. You are there in their hour of need. You can comprehend what is going on in their lives. But Chiron was somebody who was never able to heal himself. That is why I think Pile, you should seek support from other people. Nevertheless, it's the most beautiful gift, the ability to heal others, to be there for others. I think a softer side of your personality is going to be evident in this time. I hope Pile, you liked your reading. This is Star with Ariana Stark. Please give us your feedback in the comment section. Those of you who picked Pile B, which is the shell, certainly you want to be by the sea. Maybe you're somebody who wants protection of some sorts. The shell is a protective symbol. Salt water cleansing could also do you a world of good. There could be some negative energy or emotions which could be there, which could disturb you on account of the solar eclipse. Or a cleansing meditation will definitely heal and transform you as a person. Let's keep this aside for now. The first card for Pile B is the Five of Cups. I think straight away I'm picking up that Pile B, you need to retreat from certain situations. Maybe even in relationships, you should not come across as someone who is being free with advice. I think you have the best interests of other people, but then they may find you to be quite meddlesome. Basically, it would be best to keep your good opinions to yourself. Maybe there's also a sense of mistrust in your relationships. Sometimes, you could jump the gun. That is why there could be a heated exchange with people around you. At work also, you will have to review the assignments that are there. Maybe you need to focus a bit. You could be a bit distracted. I think responsibilities will also increase. This solar eclipse is asking you to be on your toes because we have the Five of Cups. So maybe your boss or your superior or even otherwise work could come up, and that means that you have to keep away assignments that you're working on and focus on whatever comes up or whatever is before you. Incidentally, your colleagues or those who are kindly disposed towards you will rally around you. Maybe you also feel as the boss is taking advantage of you. Perhaps there will also be those times when you feel as though you are being picked on by your boss. Incidentally, Pile B, there could also be backbiting or jealousy and rivalry that you have to combat. In case you are in the leadership position, I think you should be more firm. Nevertheless, surprises are also in store for you, Pile B. Maybe there will be food treats for you. Maybe you will also be generous towards other people. You could receive some presents. The holiday season is also upon us, so that is why maybe you could be open-handed towards other people. The next card in this reading is travel. I think your life purpose involves traveling. Perhaps you're also making those travel plans, or you want to move to another place on account of work. Some of you could also be networking on the social media, like this person, he is glued to his computer. Basically, Pile B, your job could entail traveling, or maybe you're in communication with people far and wide. The next card in this reading is crystals. The energy of crystals supports you and helps you with your present situation. You are being called upon to use the power of crystals. Maybe you need to clear your energy. I think paranormal activities also going to be there. Like I said earlier in this reading, you did pick up the seashell, so that is why you need to do some aura cleansing. Perhaps crystal could help you improve your vibrations. This is a crystal, rose quartz, so maybe you need to heal your heart chakra, so you could use this. This lady here, she seems to be lost and all alone. She seems to be in mourning. Some of you could also be dealing with separation or loss of some kind. So you need to clear away those residual energies that could be there. Be more gentle and soft-spoken to yourself. Perhaps this amethyst, which is the purple stone, so it could help you increase your vibration or your spiritual awareness as well. So Pile B, you should have a look at crystals and pick up whatever you're being drawn to. Maybe you should read up on crystals as well. The next card in this reading is Welcome the New from the Butterfly Oracle deck. Pile B, you should be open to change, be more receptive. Perhaps it could bring in new opportunities for you. Maybe you will learn something new, and that could bring in success for you. Ideally, I think you should respect your own choices. Maybe you need to travel as well, because travel did come up in your reading. This adventure trip could broaden your horizon. Basically, Pile B, you're being called to embrace the changes rather than resist the change. Archangel Raphael is asking you to stay optimistic and positive about your life. Maybe there's a health issue that is bothering you. Maybe you need to clear the residual energies of the pain that you have gone through. That is why, Pile B, you need to seek Archangel Raphael's assistance. All in all, Archangel Raphael is asking you to look up. Every cloud has a silver lining, or there's always light at the end of the tunnel. If you're very optimistic about your life, then miracles are bound to happen in your life. So ideally, you should stop complaining, stop whining about the circumstances you find yourself in. Rather, you should embrace the changes that are there. It's for your highest good. Archangel Michael says you're guarded and protected. Definitely, Archangel Michael is there by your side. He's watching over you, your family, your loved ones. Even if you feel vulnerable at times, he is there protecting your feelings. Ideally, I think you should verbalize your feelings to your angels and your spirit guides. Maybe some of you are dealing with financial issues, but you should understand that whatever is going on, you are being divinely guided by Archangel Michael. Next card in this reading is Letter. Pile B, you're being called upon to communicate with other people. Maybe you're also dealing with some documents, legal documents, or maybe official work is also going to be a priority for you. I think you need to be careful of documents as well. Maybe if you're dealing with officials, and be mindful of the fact that you should have everything in order. Some of you could also be receiving messages from people. Communication is the key here, because we did have in this travel card, this person is busy with his laptop. So maybe you're communicating with somebody far and wide. It's ironic, Pile B, we do have earn mourning over here. Your reading started off with 5 of Cups energy, which talks about loss or a rift in a relationship. Maybe you're pining over the loss of somebody. In this time, you should understand, Pile B, that death and birth is a part and parcel of our life. Whatever comes has to go, and whatever goes is replaced by something else. Death and regeneration is a part of everybody's life. This is also necessary. Mending bridges is the next card in your reading. Like I said, if there's been a break in a relationship, or whether there's been a rift in your connection with someone, then I think you should not let the time pass, because it becomes very awkward. The pauses could become very awkward for you to deal with. So ideally, I think, Pile B, you should make the move. You should take the initiative and thrash out issues. Ego should not come in and spoil or damage your relationships. I think you need to heal old wounds. You need to grieve over the losses that you're encountering. Sometimes, it is best also to walk away from harsh energies or harsh relationships. But sometimes it is necessary to offer the olive branch and to seek forgiveness. Basically, we all have a cross to bear, but then our problems should be shared. The last card in your reading is Taurus. We did have mending bridges before it. So it means that you're going to look ahead and you have much to look forward to. The energy around you shows the abundance of nature. You see this card, it's all lush and green. So it's, at the end of it all, you will feel quite productive. Yet you will be also somebody who will be relaxed. You like to take it slow and easy. Maybe you're also desiring peace and calm in your life. You definitely want to create something which is permanent, something that will last, which will stand the test of time. I think you will be making slow and steady progress. Like the bee here, which takes its time to make honey. Look here, we have the bee imagery. So maybe like the bee, you're going to work hard, you're going to toil. And at the end of it all, you're going to taste sweet success. Ideally, Pile B, you should collect your resources. You should grieve over the losses, but you should also realize that you need to move on rather than hold on to things which you no longer require in your life. I hope, Pile B, you liked your reading. This is Star with Ariana Stark. Please give us your feedback in the comment section. This is Ariana Stark signing off. Take care. Bye. Till the next time.